Chalk Talk is brought to you by Isolite, the emergency lighting experts. Stay educated, my friends.
What's the absolute best Christmas present? A broken drum. You can't beat it. Sorry, everybody, couldn't help myself. Happy holidays. I'm Matt Bird, Eastern Regional Sales Manager, along with co-host Greg Keel, Western Regional Sales Manager. Excited to bring you our final Chalk Talk of 2021, where Evan Ackman, our Director of Product Development, will discuss a little bit of the year in review, but mostly the year ahead and some things that we're looking forward to and some things that we're going to solicit your help with. So with that said, happy holidays, everyone. Apologize again for the terrible joke. And Evan, please go ahead and take it away.
Thanks, Matt, and thanks for adding to my dad joke repertoire. I think that it's going to go over great in my house with my kids. Thank you all for joining us here on this late December day. As Matt said, we're going to focus today on a little bit of look back and a little bit of looking forward, particularly as it relates to our educational offering, sort of the outreach that we do for you guys. And we're really going to focus on Chalk Talks and continuing education, some of the history, a little bit of background, what we've done this year, how to get access to it, the AIA courses that we've created and how to access those. Looking forward, we want to talk about how the public Chalk Talks should work, what we really would like you guys to do with us. We have a new AIA course that I'm excited to announce today, and also a little bit of a call for help. We'll end our presentation today with some information about a focus that we have of the coming years that you're going to hear Matt and Greg talk about a lot next year. And then I want to throw up our holiday schedule so that you know when we're in the office, what you can expect from us over the coming really 2 weeks. With that said, this is a Chalk Talk. You guys are muted. If you have questions, throw it in the chat. Otherwise, let's jump right in. I really wanted to just sort of put the past Chalk Talks up here. And when I went and listed them all out, I was pretty impressed by how many we've done. I forgot that we started this over 2 years ago. So, considering that we do at least for a week of these, we've done like 120 or 130 Chalk Talks now, which is really a lot. And we started off with some very basic stuff, emergency lights, drivers, some simple things. We moved into some products, Chalk Talks, the DTH, the E3 Mac, the MIGN2 you can see there. We shifted gears and talked about things that were maybe a little bit confusing in the industry or with our product line. We've gotten a little bit cheeky with our naming here in recent months, just to try to keep the interest level up. And we've done a lot of these things. And one of the things that's probably most important, or maybe that I'm most proud of, I would say, is that we've made these public. Maybe after like the 5th or 6th Chalk Talk, we decided that this would really be a good asset for us to be able to put on our webpage, not just send out to the agents, but if the specification community or someone new to the industry wanted to get some background, that would be a helpful thing to have up on our webpage. So everything that we have done from a Chalk Talk standpoint is available on the webpage. You can see that animated GIF over there on the right. It moves kind of fast. But if you look in the knowledge tab of our website, we have the Chalk Talk webinar series listed out. We actually changed the name of that recently to make it a little bit more obvious what it was. It used to just say webinar series, which wasn't perfect in terms of what it does. The other thing that we're doing, which you're going to see on the webpage over the coming weeks and months, is we're trying to move those Chalk Talks to more places around the webpage. So if you go to a product page, for example, like the E3 Mac, in addition to seeing spec sheets, some installation manuals, and all the other documents we've prepared, you'll also see links to the Chalk Talks that are relevant to those products. Again, it's just trying to make the website a little bit more of an asset for you and for your specifiers so that they can find the information that's relevant to them that they need. We're also adding a search feature just for the Chalk Talk. So if you want to find like a keyword that maybe doesn't show up in the title or doesn't show up in the search traditionally, you'll be able to go and drill down into those items and find what you're looking for. And hopefully that becomes a little bit more of an asset that can be utilized. Continuing education is one of those things that's been, very important to us over the last really year and 2 years. It's been a major initiative, and we have several AIA accredited courses. They're obviously not Isolite specific, although we're the ones who are accredited to give it. The nice thing about the types of courses that we give is they're also worth health, safety, and wellness credits, which is something that anyone who has continuing education obligations have. Some portion of those credits will have to be health, safety, and wellness because our products are related to life safety, because these courses are related to life safety. They're always worth health, safety, and wellness as well. And we've tried to be pretty flexible with the credits and time commitments. We have courses that are 0.5 credits. We have courses that are 1.0 credits. So you can have 30 minutes of presentation, or you can have an hour of presentation. So it's pretty cool that we have that as an asset for you guys to use, either through us giving it directly. I mean, we love getting on a Zoom call or getting on a plane and giving these presentations live, but we also have all of our AIA courses up through the Continuing Architect. You can go to the continuingarchitect.com, and that's a video on demand platform for continuing education courses. So in addition to just being able to call me and give a course, you can send people to the Continuing Architect and they can take these courses at their leisure at night or whenever. And then that can also be something that you can use on your web pages as an asset, so that just to drive the specification community to you as well. Shifting gears to looking ahead, I mentioned that the Chalk Talks have been made public. They were made public like 2 years ago. One of the things that we're really trying to do is have a little bit more of a social media presence. So if you do follow us on social media, you've probably seen us post about Chalk Talks. You've seen us certainly post more about products, simple stuff like the Happy Holidays posts. But we really like to have people on the Chalk Talks live. It's nice to have everything up after the fact on the web page, but I think there's a lot of value for people to be here live. Questions can get asked. You can get very specific answers to very specific questions. And because these are public, we would really love more people from the specification community. Every once in a while, we'll see some people on, with an engineering background, but mostly it's agency attendance. We'd really like to change that in 2022. And that's our real first call to action. One is make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and on LinkedIn. And when we do post about Chalk Talks, please go ahead and share, repost, retweet, whatever. That way, people that you interact with can go and get this, get access to this very valuable resource. And if they do have questions, they can ask them live. And for those of you who have stuck around a few minutes after the Chalk Talks, we don't get off until everyone has their questions answered. So that can be a tremendous asset for your customers as well. So that's sort of step one. The other thing that's coming in 2022 is a new AIA course. And this is a mid-level course. This cannot be someone who's not familiar with inverters or generators. Like, it really takes a more in-depth look about those UL 924 ALCRs and UL 1008 BCELTS devices that are used to make centralized emergency systems operate properly with the lights. It also goes into a really deep dive into lighting control integration, because that's sort of the thing that trips people up a lot of the time is, I'm using 0 to 10 or dolly or phase control, lighting controls in my system. How do I actually make that work in a code compliant manner? So this is an AIA course that's very heavy on one-line diagrams. It's pretty technical. It's very in-depth. Someone should have taken our Intro to Inverters course before they take it, I'd wager, or someone should have a little bit of a background in the industry so that they know how these things work generally. This is, again, like a sort of a 200 level course, let's say. We can give it live or on Zoom now. So if you want to do this, at the beginning of next year, you can certainly call up Matt, Greg, or myself and say that you have a specifier who wants to do this. But we also will have it videotaped and on demand in the first quarter. If you guys do follow us on social media, you would have seen a little teaser last week of me standing in front of a green screen and getting this thing down on video. So that'll be available on demand in the next couple months. We can do it live now. And the other thing that I wanted to sort of reach out and ask for help on is topics, particularly for Chalk Talks. We have a few Chalk Talks next year spoken for new products, maybe half or just a few less than that. But we have to do new product Chalk Talks. That way it's a good way to get the information out there and talk about these things so that you guys aren't surprised when something is new. But we do want this to be an educational asset as well. And so if there's something that you find confusing about our products, the industry, nomenclature, how something works, I'd love to hear about that, because I can guarantee that you're not the only person who has that question. And we'd love to do a Chalk Talk on it and really sort of bolster that educational resource that is our webpage. So feel free to reach out to myself directly or to Greg and Matt with any ideas or questions that you think might be interesting for Chalk Talks. The other thing that I wanted to just make you aware of, which will be good for not just education, but also for marketing and sales reasons, is our highlight videos. You've probably seen these for like the E3 Mini, the Mini Genie. We have one up on the webpage now for self-luminous exit signs. We're not 100% happy with how these are going. Like right now, it's kind of a short form video with a couple bullet points that are just sort of marketing focused. It's just high level features and benefits. We're actually going to take the opportunity in 2022 to make them longer form, like 3 or 4 minute videos. We'll keep a 15-second version on the homepage, but it's something that you guys will be able to use, one, to learn about products or to teach other people about products. So it can go on your webpage. It could go, it could be the first thing you put up in a sales presentation. So look forward to that. And again, suggestions are welcome. We have the next 2 nailed down, and we try to do these every 3 months, but come July, August, we'll be looking for suggestions for other ones. So if there's a product that's a favorite for you, that's important in your territory, shoot us a note and we'll see if we can maybe get it in the highlight video rotation for a 2022 highlight video. The last thing that's sort of new information, and you're going to be hearing a lot more about it after the new year, is we really want to improve our marketing and sales outreach to the specification community. We spend a lot of our time on marketing to you guys, the agents, but we really want to help you guys sort of reach your customers, and that's really through co-branding. It's through us making sure that we're linked up on social media. It's putting together the calendar of marketing events. So we have a jumpstart kit that Matt and Greg will be sharing with your agencies at the beginning of next year. So you'll see that. So there'll be more stuff that has your logo and our logo together. We want to really support you guys in territory with the materials that you need so that you have something to be saying to your customers. The other thing that we're trying to do really over 2022 is improve our webpage and make it more of an industry-wide asset. Again, you've probably gleaned this from what we've talked about already, but right now it's very much focused on, can you get to a cut sheet quickly? We want to go and make it an educational resource to drive more of the specification and contractor community to it for educational content, for blog posts, for really just everything that someone might want to know about emergency lighting. So we're really trying to put more educational content, rich media, assets, things like application photos up there over the next year. So again, look forward to that. If there's stuff that you want to see that we're not doing, we'd love to hear from you on that front. But that is our plan for 2022. Shifting back to what's going to happen over the next 2 weeks, we're off on Friday, this Friday, the 24th, which is Christmas Eve, and we're off next Friday, the 31st, which is New Year's Eve. It's also likely that this Thursday, we're going to be a little bit tough to reach just because people are, starting to take off and get out a little bit early. So other than that, we'll be around. Matt, Greg, and I often respond to calls on weekends and holidays anyway. But if you need us and you're not getting a response on those days, that's probably why. We'll certainly make sure that we get back to everybody as quickly as we can. But, we do have holidays planned. So just keep that in mind. And with that said, signing off for 2022, or 2021, I'm Evan. Greg and Matt are on the line. If you guys have any questions, comments, if you need anything from us, please feel free to reach out. We're here to support you guys in any way that we can. I'll certainly take some time now to answer any questions that may have come up, but otherwise, thank you all. Happy New Year.